Night of Illusions Magician of the Week with Citizen.lk. We have a special magician tonight and he's connecting all the way from Las Vegas where he has his own show. He's a French magician but he has performed all over the world. He has been on Penn Teller Fool Us twice, he has been on America's Got Talent, Masters of Illusion and many TV programs and has been performing in many venues around the world. He has also been in Sri Lanka. His name is Xavier Mortimer. Welcome Xavier to Night of Illusions Magician of the Week. So my first question is, how did you learn magic or how do you start your career in magic? If you can tell us about it.
I studied magic when I was a kid. I, like everyone, I guess, with a book and a lot of passion. Actually, I saw a magician when I was a kid. He was performing at a dinner, and I went with my dad, and I was fascinated. I said, I want to learn that. That's crazy. And my dad used to sell antique books in the city where I lived, and he had like plenty of like old books, and among those there was some descriptions of magic, and he brought it back home, and I studied and studied and studied in very old books. And then after, you meet more magicians and you learn more techniques. But yeah, that's how I started.
Xavier, I have an old photograph of you. A photograph probably in a park of you juggling. Can you tell us the story behind it?
This photograph, I was at my grandparents just practicing juggling, and they took a photo. It's a lot of souvenirs in that photo because my grandparents are gone now, and I guess my grandfather was the one who gave me this passion, because he was showing me videos of Cirque and magic, and I became addicted. I wanted to learn everything.
Xavier, your first act, I believe, one of your first acts is the Symphony Act. Can you tell us what inspired you to do the Symphony Act, or how did you start this shadow act?
I wanted to build a FISM act, so that was my goal when I was a student, because I didn't want to make a career out of magic. I just loved magic, and I wanted to do something, and there was this magic conventions, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna present my work and see where it goes, And I went walking in the mountains because I like to hike and spend time in the nature, and I went for 15 days alone, crossing, I don't remember, probably 100 kilometers. And while I was in this hike, I kind of fell asleep, and I had a flute with me just to play in the mountains, I was like, hey, I should do bubbles with the flute, like if I sneeze, and then those bubbles are going to become balls, and it's going to make sense because I'm a manipulator, I'm a juggler, and this is what I want to do. So instead of going on stage with just my balls and handkerchief and cards, I tell a story. And I didn't realize at the time, it was just an idea for me. It was just like, but this process, the way that I thought of it, the way that I put the elements together would guide my entire career.
When Cirque du Soleil approached you, what was your thought? What did you think? Because you probably had to migrate if you were to join them.
Yeah, so Cirque du Soleil, they saw me performing in Edinburgh in the festival, and they came to me and said, Xavier, we would like to hire you for being part of our shows. The first thing that I said is, I kind of went far away with what I did, and I've not done all this path, all these efforts and all these people around me to just leave and go in Cirque du Soleil and have, another life. So the first time they asked me, I was like, maybe it's not a good idea. But then they offered me a very good opportunity in Las Vegas, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go with you guys for 6 months. And I didn't stay 6 months, I stayed 3 years. But at the end of the day, I continued doing my thing, so that's okay. Yes, so it was an incredible adventure. I hesitated at first to go to Cirque, and I have to tell you, that was 3 amazing years for me to be in Cirque du Soleil. It's such a great company, they treat people well, you do what you like, you do what your passion is, you perform every night, and I had to leave. I had to leave because I had to continue to do what I probably was born for, and I reopened the show, and that's how I ended up in Las Vegas.
So, did you ever believe that you would make it to Vegas or you would have your own show in Las Vegas?
No, never. Las Vegas has never been any dream. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even dream of Las Vegas. For me, it was this inaccessible place, and I was, you know what? I'm doing my thing, and it's going to go somewhere. You know, I'm not trying to. I'm not. It's a fantastic place to be in Las Vegas, but probably it's not for me. And if my path leads to Las Vegas, why not? But I was doing my stuff and touring. It's a lot of circumstances that brought me here, and that's incredible because I have the feeling life is made of 50% chance, 50% luck, and 50% of take it and do it.
Xavier, you're multi-talented. You compose your own sounds, your own music, you choreograph your own show, you juggle, you perform, illusions and mentalism. Your show is a whole package. It's a different show. I've been to many shows in Las Vegas, but when I saw your show, I saw something different. I think the reason is because you put a lot of thought, and it's kind of a solo show. You work to yourself, you build your own stuff, and I think rather than seeing a magic show, anybody who joins or comes to see your show would see a whole package. Where did this journey take you? I think it's over 2 years of having a show in Las Vegas. Can you tell us how the 2 years journey has been?
When I started the show, it was not what it is now. Trust me. I think these past 6 months, I'd say, have been amazing. But for 2 years, it was a struggle for me because I had to adapt to a new audience. I had to create something new. I had to adapt to the theater, to the American audience. I had to perform every night. I had people reviewing my show. This is really tough. You're basically in a place where there's the most competition in shows and magic shows, mostly entertainment. This is the capital of the world, you know? So you arrive here and I'm nobody. Like, yes, I've been in Cirque du Soleil, but so many people were in Cirque du Soleil too. That's not the reason why they have a show in Vegas. The reason why they have a show in Vegas is because they dare, because they're brave enough to like try it. And I tried it because I wanted to, and I like to try new things and get out of my comfort zone. But it was tough. It was. I remember have cried. I remember have tried to stop. I wanted to stop for a long time. And after a year, I realized, oh, it could work. You know, I've been working enough. I've been pushing and watching the videos, making sure that the show is good enough. You know. And I can make it, why not? So for 1 more year I work hard and I develop my things, and suddenly after 2 years I'm like, wow, this show works actually. We have good reviews, the show is developing in the right way. So you just have to be patient and work and until you get it, because I don't think you can fail if you're really dedicated and if you're a little bit smart and you don't do things crazy, you know.
Xavier, when you went for the Penn Teller Fool Us, the second season, I believe, or the second time you went there, you actually did your jump rope trick, and Teller walked up to the stage and kind of, I think, he drew what you did, and you accepted that you didn't fool them. However, later Teller wrote to you and said that he did get fooled, and I think he tweeted about it. Why didn't you say that you fooled them during the show?
When I did Fool Us, Teller was close enough to the system so I couldn't say he didn't figure it out. He was very close. It was not what he drew was wrong. Mechanically it couldn't work, but he was close enough. He figured out the main secret, and the main secret is how do you make possible to rotate the jump rope around you while flying. That's the main secret. But for the rigging, for the way that I'm doing the trick, he couldn't say that. But it's nothing, it's just a matter of like, no, this is mechanically, if an engineer sees that, he's going to say it doesn't work. But I had to say that, plus you don't want to look like bad, you don't want to look stupid on TV, because this is their show. If they decide that they are not fooled, they will not be fooled. And they're nice enough, they know what they do, and I don't want to look like the guy who's arguing in public, And also I believe, and that's what Teller told me after, the goal of the game is not to fool them. The goal of this game is to entertain them and entertain the audience, and this is the goal of magic, because otherwise, you know what? I put a printer in front of you and I say, look, there's a page here and I'm going to duplicate this page. Guess what? You know it exists and you know this is not magic, but you don't know how it works.
Exactly.
So my way to do magic is more, there's a mystical part, there's the secret, and of course it's very important, but the most important is to fulfill the fantasy of people. Make appear money, turn water into ice. All those things make sense. If I take a piece of paper and I make it fly right now, it's really impressive, but there's no meaning to that. But if I take if I have a menu and I take off the thing from the menu like Cyril did and other people too, that is genius, because it's a fantasy. It's something that you walk in the street and you're like, oh, I want to do that. You see what I mean? But if I just prove that I'm this big magician who can disappear and reappear, people won't get involved into that. Why would you disappear? Why would you make appear a car? Or what is your reason to do that? All right, you're a magician. Then show me how would the world look like if you could do magic for real.
So that brings an important point, Xavier. I think a layman would look at a magician as a magician is a person who fools us. But a magician's objective is to entertain, or to create that fantasy, that magical moment, but not really to fool a person and be happy about it. So I think it's quite important that we stress that it's all about entertainment. It's all about creating a magical moment.
Yeah, the fooling part is very important. The fooling part, don't take me wrong, it's very important that people can't figure it. The problem is that if they can't figure it out, that is great. If they can figure it out, then they're going to say, oh yeah, that was nice, but I know how you did it. So you have to still fool people, but you can't concentrate on that. And that's where magicians concentrate right now. They focus on, I'm going to fool them. And they use what? Cards. And for me, cards are not magic. Cards is just like, I'm gonna show you that I'm fool you. I mean, there's beautiful card tricks, don't take me wrong. But if you want to do magic, do your fantasy, fulfill your things, like turn leaves into money, make appear, I don't know, make things alive again, that is magic for me. That is what is magic.
So Xavier, definitely for me, you're one of the creative magicians we have in this world. Can you tell us the success behind your creativity? What inspires you? How do you become so creative?
Oh, how to be so creative? I have no idea. I have no idea what, how and why. I think there's many things. It's like, why do you have blue eyes? Probably because my father had blue eyes too. So I'm probably creative because my family was creative family, you know. But also, I have to say, it's not only that, it's also how you see life, how you want to go forward, and how you want to always improve things. That's the most important. You cannot be creative and still want to like develop things, and you'll find it. I think everyone has something in himself. You just have to want it, and it takes a lot, actually.
Xavier, there are a lot of young magicians who want to be there in Vegas or build their career, who are watching this program. Could you give them some advice, please?
Just to work hard, that's the only thing, you know. I mean, passion and work makes everything. That's all you have to have. You think outside of the box. Don't just go and do whatever you've seen. It's very important to have your own way to do your magic. And that's a discussion that I had recently, because I wanted to add some, like you said, mentalism to the show and things. And it didn't fit really. It was okay, you know, it's nice. But when I do my shadows, when I do my jump rope, when I do my visual things, what I invented, it's much stronger, you know. If I do the lotto trick, I mean, everyone has done the lotto trick. But who are you? And what people will see in you? What are your strengths? And that's not by seeing someone who's succeeding like David Copperfield or Chris Angel and reproducing what they do because they succeeded with that. It means they've been working for 20 years before they find a thing that made them succeed, the brand, what they are, who they are.
So Xavier, you made it to Las Vegas. What is your next dream, or what do you want to achieve next?
My next dream.
Yes.
My next dream is first I'd like to develop this show in Vegas. I really want to develop a nice act where I can involve the audience more. Right now I'm in a theater where there's other shows, but if I could create a whole world where the audience enters from start to finish and they're in their world, you know, it would be a great experience. And also I'm writing things, you know, I've been doing some videos for social media, and I'm trying to get some more concept for TV and stuff. Just going everywhere into the magic, you know, like it's so interesting. We have so many opportunities and so many things to do. I'm just enjoying right now what I'm doing. Yeah.
I think Xavier, you have achieved once again a great milestone. Xavier Mortimer's Magical Dreams, the show in Las Vegas, has been nominated as one of the best shows in Las Vegas. So Xavier, I would pledge my support to support you and vote for you, and I hope everyone from Night of Illusions crew and fans would start voting for you. We will be posting the voting link below our video, so I would request all of you who watch this interview to go and vote for Xavier. You can vote till the 9th of August. So Xavier, Sri Lanka will be voting for you, and we look forward in seeing your show being the best show in Las Vegas. And again, we look forward in seeing you in Sri Lanka, probably sooner than we think. Wish you all the best, and we hope all your dreams will come true. Thank you very much.
It's a D.